Right.
Beyonce got snubbed, they want to say, but did Louisiana get snubbed, or did they just get robbed? Because they talking like they got robbed. Matter of fact, they're talking like Sean Carter probably made them some promises.
Real life, real life. If that ain't real life, I just say
If it
I
ain't real life, it just ain't real. Real life street stars. You know what time it is.
Yeah.
Jag,
Hey,
how are you?
girl, I'm great. I can't complain. I mean, I'm a little sad. My cousin passed away. Angelo passed away.
Yeah.
And then it's Giovanni's anniversary. So I need
Oh,
to move to
no.
another link, or
No,
is this
that's
the
the
new link?
this the right link. This is
Okay,
the
all
new
right.
link. Yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure. Okay.
Yeah, this is better.
So how's everything going?
And she's talking.
It's going. I can't complain either. I mean, life be lifing, but other than that,
This
everything's
is
good.
weird. Why would somebody? Why do they do this? This is what Tasha K and her people do. Do you see that request for $1,500?
Man,
They just keep sending requests, hoping that I'll accidentally touch one, so they can snatch the money.
the life that you live, Jag. It's
It
crazy.
comes along with the you know, they doing the most because they mad. That's all. They
Right.
mad because the truth is winning, and I'm not lying.
Yeah, no. Straight like that. Okay, Jag, we wanted to get into the president debate.
Yeah,
How did how did Jaguar Wright feel about the presidential debate?
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm trying my hardest to reconcile myself with why it's so hard for people to embrace reality.
What
I
you mean by
think for
that?
the first time, well, for the first time, I honestly believe Donald Trump. I honestly believe he's telling the truth for the first time, and nobody believes him. He's Jaguar right. That's what I think. I think Donald Trump is the new Jaguar right.
Well, what? Okay, okay, hold on, Jag. You saying a lot right here. And
It's
I had to play.
real.
I had to play devil's advocate on this, right? Because
Yeah.
you're gonna have a lot of people who vote, Democrat, and then they're gonna, what is Jaguar Wright saying right now? Like, Donald Trump, he's been accused of all these felonies. He
I've been
said,
accused of a lot of stuff too.
right? He said that they're eating pets, people's pets, and he said a lot of crazy stuff
Look,
last night.
I've seen shrines in the back door of Chinese food stores in Philadelphia where they're trying to catch the animals. I've gotten chicken wing platters that did not look like they were chicken bones and
Right.
could not eat them. Um, I think that people get upset that he says what he says, just kind of like with me. I think for him, all the lies that he's told in the past has turned him in to the little boy who cried politics too many times.
Right.
And it's sad because I think in a lot of those instances, the reason why he was caught in lies was because he was trying to maintain his security clearance for national security. Because the truth is if he told us the truth about everything that's really going on, he would start a national panic.
Mm.
And they
So,
don't want that.
so, um, do you feel anything that Kamala said that was right? Did you
I
feel her
mean,
at all?
I think she got all of the details about every bad thing that Donald Trump has ever done. I mean, she got all of that, you
Right.
know? And that tends to work when you're trying to silence someone. Look
Right.
at how many things I've been accused of. Shoot, for crying out loud. Tiffany Haddish hasn't even made it to Dallas yet to sit on the blue couch. And it's been nothing but a hellstorm. Just people coming for her, coming for her, coming for her because she wants to show that there's more to life than just the United States.
Right.
You know, it's
Speaking
hmm.
yeah, speaking of Tiffany Haddish, she did you see when she walked on the Broadway,
The one
the
flight.
runway? I mean the runway, not the Broadway, runway.
It
What did you
hurt. That hurt because I knew they were setting her up.
Right.
I don't know why people don't want to believe me when I tell them that the Hilton's a racist. I wasn't lying when I said Paris Hilton called me, a NIG with the
Yeah, yeah.
hard ER. At Nobu, I wasn't lying. Everyone knows that Kathy Hilton is big, and the only people of color that she likes are the people that serve her. Like everyone knows that. People saw the way she behaved on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Right.
People saw, who she is. So when I saw them hyping Tiffany up and then instantly start laughing the second that she got up, I'm like, wow.
Right.
Like everyone that goes to Fashion Week knows it doesn't matter if you're wearing the designer. If you are not scheduled to walk, don't walk. It's like, and it's killing me because I talked to Tiffany that first.
What
She was
would you
wearing
have
that
told her if
beautiful.
you what
No,
would you
I
have told
told
her?
her to be. I told her to watch out because she, Fashion Week is like hell week for the sororities. I'm
Oh, so
like, you're
you
going.
you talked to her before then, before this
I
happened.
talked to Tiffany right
Okay.
before this happened, and I told her, be careful, because you're going to the prom for hell.
Mm.
And they put the Hiltons on it, and they're shame on them
Right.
because they knew what they was asking her to do. And then she walked the whole runway, and they just sat there and laughed and laughed and laughed.
Were you able to talk to her after the incident?
I haven't talked to her since I saw. Honestly, I want to give her a break.
Right.
Um, because honestly, there's nothing to say. It happened. It's out there. It's a lesson for her to learn from. I just wish. I hope that our friendship grows to the point where she can hear my warnings without me having to warn her. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's a grown woman. She can do whatever she wants. She can be friends with whoever she wants. But the truth is, until they have been proven to be disloyal to you, you have no reason to not trust people. I mean, now she knows. I think it was a very valuable lesson for her. Don't trust the Hiltons. you know? I just wish that it wasn't the black blogs that jumped all over it.
Right.
Because the white blogs don't give. The white blogs aren't talking about Tiffany Haddish making a run. It's only the black blogs.
Right.
Why do we love it so much?
That's the
Why
that's
did
the
nobody
question.
say, why did nobody say, oh, you see what the Hiltons did? No, they just blamed Tiffany. They didn't talk about the racist white women who set her up to make her look that way. She probably trusted them because she thought they're not gonna tell her to do something wrong because she don't realize how petty and up they are. They been that way. Anyway, here's
That's
a learning
crazy.
lesson. Don't trust
Right.
the Hiltons, not even in the Hamptons.
I can't wait till she comes down and sits down on the couch with us.
I
It's gonna be
can't
great.
wait either. I'm really looking forward to people getting to know the real her and getting to know the real story behind what happened with that funnier die video with Aries Spears and David Spates, who we now know as the man who filmed and edited it and made sure it looked the way it looked. And he's gone without being publicly admonished or addressed in any way, even though he has been convicted in court of grooming and grooming with and for Aries Spears. Yeah, we
Right.
got to get to the bottom of that.
Right. Okay. So in news, you see Diddy has been hit with $100 million lawsuit.
Yeah. And finally, one of the girls from Danity Kane, one of the black girls from Danity Kane, is now also coming forward. You want to know what I find interesting?
What's that?
All of these bloggers that started coming after me, starting with Tasha K, 4 years ago, they called me a liar. 4 years ago, they made it their business to disgrace me because they said I was lying about Diddy and all the celebrities I spoke about. Now, 4 years later, is that true? Did I lie?
No.
So, um, it's funny. It's just funny how people really have a hard time accepting the truth. You know, my little brother, he was one of the first people that I know that predicted that that case was going to go down just that way. Actually, I sat with him. Shout out to Ian, Fix Your Life on Clubhouse. We actually talked about it yesterday because he knows other male victims. Like, there's a lot of victims.
How many
The
personally
floodgate
victims do you know that you know personally that
of
you know?
Diddy,
Yes,
50,
personally, you know. 50?
50. Yeah.
Wow.
And half of them were signed to Bad Boy.
The lawsuit states it was $100 million lawsuit, and I believe, don't quote me, that he is being asked or required to pay 10 million a
In cash,
month.
up front. Yeah, up front.
Um, do you think that Diddy has that kind of money?
Oh, yeah. The thing is, can he afford to spend it? And he cannot. That's why he's dumping off all these assets. Because he's trying to find a way to keep it liquid so he doesn't have to start dipping in to all of his offshore accounts. Because, see, every time he goes into that offshore account, if he brings back that money to the United States, not only does he declare it, he has to pay tax on it before he can even use it.
Right.
Like, a good share of his money that people don't know about is Grand Cayman, down Curacao. He has money in Switzerland. He has money in Geneva. Well, no, that is Switzerland. He has money in Montenegro. He has money in two banks in South Africa. If he got to bust those open and bring that over here, he's going to lose like 40, possibly all depending on tariffs, and he could lose 60% of that money. So if he goes over there and gets 100 million, it's going to take him about 45 to get all of that over so he can use it.
So then, if that's the case, if moving money back to America costs so much, and I understand that people do move money to offshore accounts to hide it, how do they use it? How do you use it if it's so costly to move it back?
There are ways. I'm not going to lie, I'm guilty of it.
Mm.
But what I will say is once you start doing that, now they know where to go look
Right.
for more. And that's why I've always instructed anybody, if you take your money out of this country, do never bring it back. Never. Use it there, but never bring it back. I mean, the truth is, he could probably take a bunch of money right now if he wanted to, about $250,000, put it in investing in a blind shell corporation and just blindly hand out the money. But then again, if he does that, he won't get credit for it. See how that works? Like, there's a lot that comes along with being a criminal. You
Yeah.
got to think about a lot more stuff than normal people do. Um, I mean, for crying out loud, God rest his soul, our friend, because he became your friend too.
Right,
Angelo, he sat down and broke it down to us how easy it is to move money around, how easy it is to take.
right.
But
I
you
soaked up
gotta
a lot of
think
game from Angelo. Yeah, yeah. Angelo had a lot of game.
a lot of
It's
game.
crazy. A lot of game.
I'm just glad that y'all got to get a piece of it before he was gone. I've been wanting y'all to talk to him for so long. And
Yeah. So, Chad, can you talk about our fans don't even know what's going on with Angelo right now.
well, the truth is Angelo's been sick for quite some time. He put his life on the line to come and stand by me and to let everybody know what it was. I guess it for him, he just wanted to stand up for his friend one more time, and I appreciate that. I will forever appreciate that. I cannot speak to his cause of death. The family does not want to talk about it, nor will I. But we lost him along the way, and I'm just grateful he got to finally let the world hear some of that good old fashioned Sicilian wisdom before he took his bow.
R.I.P. Angelo.
Mm.
Jag, uh,
I know one thing, he would have voted for Trump.
oh,
Angelo loves a good criminal.
um, JayZ
Mm.
has been put under fire for this whole Super Bowl thing.
Mm.
Have you been paying attention to that?
I did a live about it this morning.
What did you talk about in your live, Jag? Tell us.
Well, I made it very clear that I think Onika needs to stop getting involved in grown folks' business and worry about what school is going to admit her child. Because the last one she tried to admit her child to, they turned her down because of Mr. Petty. I think you need to focus on your family issues, sweetheart. You're nobody's hero in hip hop. Um, as for Fabulous's statement, I mean, he's a Diddy do I Bob. I'm sure he's not going to say anything to run afoul of his maker's best friend. I mean, y'all remember it was Fabulous. It was sitting there on Drink Champs that Diddy was running down about why he wouldn't why he would party with him.
Mhm.
Yeah. I also find it interesting that nobody is bothering to look at the level of outrage that's coming from Louisiana and refusing to see that there's something more there.
Right.
Beyonce got snubbed, they want to say, but did Louisiana get snubbed or did they just get robbed? Because they talking like they got robbed. Matter of fact, they're talking like Sean Carter probably made them some promises that they're now finding out he had no intention of keeping. That's what it sounds like to me. For a baby to get on Twitter to all three of y'all, put some respect on it on Gladys. Like he talking like that over a business deal that didn't fall in the state's favor. I don't see that. I think there were promises made. I think Sean Carter made a lot of promises to a lot of people. And when it got hot, he did what he always does, starts little fires everywhere, creates mass chaos, and then walks away laughing all the way to the bank, knowing that nobody's going to come back and realize he's the one that started all those little fires. I told y'all months ago, he's lining Diddy up because he's trying to take the reins as the number one in the game. How is he going to do that if the white man loses confidence in him? because he's not worried about impressing hip hop. He's not worried about the culture. He made that very clear last year when he didn't participate in the 50th anniversary of anything for anyone.
Mm.
He don't care about hip hop, but he does care about his reputation, and he does care about being that sugar baby for all of those rich white boys that put him in the position that they put him in. He is a gatekeeper, no.
Mm.
He's Samuel L. Jackson from Django. Let something happen to Lucian Grange. Let something happen to Warren Buffett. Sugar Daddy, he will cry. He don't care about the culture. But it was a smart play. Give it to Kendrick because Kendrick is the hottest thing right now, got the hottest record right now, the biggest breakthrough in the culture in damn near a decade. It makes sense to give it to Kendrick.
Right. Do you
But
think? Do you think Lil
not
Wayne
at
should?
this time.
Right.
Not at this time. Not if hypothetically or allegedly he had already promised Louisiana they was going to get they due.
Right.
And then when he realized he was being named in that Diddy grand jury, dividing the culture and getting fighting so he don't have to talk about why he still won't publicly step away from the diddler. Like, how does his mouth work to make a statement about the Super Bowl, but not to make a statement about the freak off tapes or the raid?
Mm.
A white man tell you open your mouth, you sing all day. Black man has you say, you remember that from What's Love Got to Do with It?
Yeah. Yep.
And Ike Turner heard the record that Tina did for Phil Spector for the white man.
Yep.
And he said, yo, white man asked you to open your mouth, you do whatever I do. I asked you to do something. So let's take that and put that in a new frame of reference. When hip hop needed you to show up to honor hip hop, you decided to go and kick it with Tom Brady. And now you want to use, like you care about the culture, to create another division between two major rap entities and areas in the United States, because this is going to do nothing but make West Coast and the South like this. Am I wrong?
Mm.
That's what it's going to do.
Right.
Sean Carter is perfect at dividing and conquering. And guess what he's proven to all of those white boys over there at the NFL? That if they ask him to or they need him to, he will put the in line. And that's just real rare.
Mm.
This was a great move for him. It shows the white man that he has no loyalty to his friends or to his word, to people that he so-called gets along with. It shows the white man that he's willing to make the politically correct decision, regardless of it, affecting his social popularity, which don't nobody give out. Not for real, for real. All they care about is the money he spent. Yeah. What a lineup. And he's doing it all at the expense of the culture, to divide the culture, because everything that Kendrick Lamar has been doing this year is to unite the culture. It's the people on the other side, the freak off people that want to divide it, like Drake. Schoolboy Q nor Sir did nothing wrong to you. Why can't they do their shows in Canada? See what I'm saying? Like, people are making things issues that shouldn't be issues. It's a constant nag. You know what I mean? And this is what happened between Bad Boy and Death Row. So what does that say? If history repeats itself, and this little feud that we got going on over this Super Bowl is getting the South and the West Coast up in arms, is this the making of another sacrifice? Lord knows he didn't get to line people up the way he wanted to last year. Well, earlier this year, because he had to kill the Rock Nation brunch. because he told everybody that Diddler had the cooties. I'm just saying, when are people going to be willing to expect that Sean Carter has been a federal informant since Marcy Projects? And he just elevated. He a
Speaking
good
of
cop.
speaking of Jay-Z, the streets of the interweb are upset because Beyonce did not win an award for her Cowboy Carter album at the CMAs.
For her country scented album.
Yep. They're claiming racial, racial discrimination and
I'm sure it
all these other
is.
things.
I'm sure it is. There are certain things that are never going to happen in country music. Apparently, Beyonce is one of them. Like, come on. Come on.
And what are your thoughts? Because
They
um
bought that album to number one. They bought the accolades. They bought all of that stuff, lined up the sponsorship and did all of that stuff for a project that really ain't that great. Can you be mad that the CMAs are not willing to compromise their integrity like the Grammys are? For her to come in, what's that white boy, the Jimmy boy? He's
Mm.
a real country music artist. Darius Rucker left Hootie and the Blowfish, tried his hand at black music over at Hidden Beach, but his real heart and soul was country music. And guess what? Darius Rucker became a country superstar, album after album after album. How many country albums are we going to get from Beyonce?
and some are saying that um there are some people who are saying that, like you said, the album was not that great. It wasn't real country music, and it has nothing to do with Beyonce being black because you have K. Michelle, who is conquering the country lane.
I mean, she's doing what she's doing. And I give it to her. At least she's willing to pay her dues. But see, that's the problem with people like Beyonce. They don't feel like they got to still pay their dues. They don't feel like they got to still earn anything. They feel like they can just kick a bunch of money out and get a bunch of minions to do whatever they want. And it's all just supposed to go their way. I mean, why don't nobody believe Jason Lee?
Mm.
It's too much entitlement. And now with Richard Lawson, her ex stepdaddy, and crikey, I'm so sorry. I have to take Meech. You've been calling. I was gonna call you today. I'm live on the blue couch right now. Can I call you right back? Are you home? Okay, well we need to talk immediately. Okay. Do you want to say hi to everybody? All right, hold on a second. I'm gonna put the camera on. You guys want to say hi to a friend of mine?
Let's do it.
Okay. You gotta answer it, Meech.
Okay, I'm asking.
This is the father of the man who played Tupac, Demetrius Shipp Sr.,
What's up, bro?
Tupac's producer, K Dot's producer.
What's
All right,
good,
that's what's
man?
up.
Wait a minute, we were just talking about this whole Super Bowl JayZ thing and people being up in arms, considering that you're actually one of Kendrick's mentoring producers and one of his greatest producers. Do you got something to tell us about it?
Oh, I love it. It's chess, not checkers. That's what I got to say.
Uh-huh.
It's chess, not checkers. It's hip hop. This brothers on the field who identify with the culture. So why would it be anything else?
That part.
It's predominantly us. So let us enjoy ourselves the way we want to. We can't appeal to everybody, please everybody all the time.
And what do you think about JayZ making the choice and upsetting everybody in Louisiana and hip hop apparently?
Yeah, right. Well, that comes with the gig. I guess I understand it more so in the
There
matter
was
of
nothing wrong with the choice.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the choice
But the
because
timing.
yeah, exactly. It's just I don't know. People are real sensitive these days, and the comment section is the whiner section. The venting section. We didn't grow up with venting sections. You chopped it up and moved on. You kept pushing. You feel me?
Yeah. Do you guys have anything you want to ask Meech before I shut this down so we can get back to work?
Look,
Yeah,
Meech,
right.
we gonna definitely get you on this couch so we can go through all this stuff that we need to talk to you about, bro. We gonna we
Is the
definitely
couch
want to see
blue?
you
Is it
there. We're
blue?
gonna see
The
you on this
couch
couch.
is blue.
Is it blue?
Right.
Okay, I know it.
You know Crips. Crips
Long
heavy.
as it's the real deal blue couch.
All right, brother. I'm going to call you when I finish up.
Yeah, I love his music.
All right. I know we got a lot of music to finish. We got to finish playing your face.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, that's the mandatory right away.
Okay. I'll see you in a bit.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Isn't that wild? I always have the most interesting friends
Right.
calling when we're live.
Right.
But I also think that it was good for him to weigh in for a second because people keep forgetting he was one of the producers on Watch the Throne as well with Kanye.
Mm.
Man.
Yeah, y'all need to talk to him.
No, we're definitely gonna sit down and have that talk. Definitely, definitely. Jag, so what do you think about the 50 Cent and Damon Dash incident?
Oh, I cussed 50 out on Rex channel.
Mm,
I cussed Curtis out. Especially considering how he's acting a fool over there in Shreveport, a place y'all know I love very much.
right.
But for him to skirt away from the fact that they made a very real challenge and he ignored it. But you want to start clowning him about his teeth. Dame Dash don't need no teeth. He's got more integrity than a little bit. I'll take the man with integrity.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I think it's cheeky. I think it's childish, and I think Curtis is just as big a sodomite as the diddler and as JayZ. So, mm, like I've said in the past, I guess the reason you know so much is because you've done so much.
Mm,
But not on Dame. No, Dame is a target just like me. No, not on Dame. And like I told 50 over there in Reg, if he got something to say, don't send bloggers. Say it to me, Curtis. You like running your mouth and being disrespectful and saying all kinds of things. Why is it you always got hot words and hot shit for everybody else, but when Jag call you out, you say nothing? Good boy. Keep saying nothing. I'll be in Shreveport soon enough. Maybe we can have lunch at the Blind Tiger. I know the chef. Do you? Yeah, that's what that word.
right.
Two, two, two. On September 11th. My God.
So recently we just seen this video come out with Shannon Sharp. What's your thoughts on that?
It
Which
was
video?
apparently a accident. So a, there's been two separate reports. One says that that the video was leaked live. Some say that he went live by accident. But in the video, you don't see anything, but you hear a woman uh g-
Getting beat down.
getting
Stretch.
yeah, she's getting some stress relieved. um and so people are interested. They want to know, did he do it on purpose? Was it leaked? Did he accidentally go live?
I tell
And
you
if so,
one
why?
thing. It's a hell of a way to get people to stop talking about that orange pocketbook he carried. Maybe he was holding that girl purse. I don't know. You know, the one thing that I can't stand about latent homosexual men is their need to prove their masculinity by using a woman's femininity. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of whack. That's what I think. What I think is you should stop carrying that woman's orange bag or tell people where you bought it and what kind of shoes you bought to go with it. Like, I mean, let's just be honest. Like that conversation between him and Marlon Wayans, so many lies, so many exaggerations, but hey,
So,
lie on liars.
what are your thoughts
Mm.
on Shannon Sharp's show? Because it's been said on the internet that he's not that great of an interviewer, yet he continues to not only get these guests, but to do such astronomical numbers. What are your thoughts?
I think that it was a fluke. I think that he should get numbers because he's Shannon Sharp. I think that he had a few well put together um, interviews, and I think that anybody that's real that sits down with him will find themselves getting arrested just like Tyrese. If you rocking on the right side of things. I believe he's handled up. I believe Oprah made all the threats she needed to make. I think Shannon needs to think about how much longer he wants to work for the machine because I could give a damn less about his sexuality or where he shops or any of those things. What I do care about is his curiosity for the truth. It was his curiosity for the truth that brought Cat Williams in when he did. And you see what that did. And ever since he has, everyone keeps trying to chase those Cat Williams numbers. And see, once you get people caught up into the number game, then you get them caught up into the check game. And when you get them caught up into the check game, now they become beholden to something other than their principles.
Mm,
Am I wrong?
no.
I think Shannon Sharp needs to take a pick, I don't know. I don't know, a page, a picture, a line, something out of my book. And just go buy your own server, bro. Put together a team that you can, an esteemed cast that you can, or just coworkers that you can trust and run it from there because they're not going to let you rest. They're going to keep fucking with him. The next time it's not going to be sex. The next time it's going to be him with some kind of DV situation, and they're gonna have another. Like this is what they do. Like he's really not even paying attention to the way they've gaslit me, the way they tried to gaslit Cat Williams. They're doing the same thing, and he's refusing to acknowledge it, which means he either knows and is just going to weather the hate, or he really does believe that all of this shit is real. I don't. I'm gonna pray for Brother Shannon. I'm gonna
So,
pray for him.
unfortunately, this week we have lost a handful of individuals. We lost Rich Homie Quan. We lost
Fat Man Scoop.
Fat Man Scoop. We lost uh, James Earl Jones. And today, it was out that we also
Frankie,
have lost Frankie
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 Beverly.
Beverly.
And you know
Uh,
that kills me because that's Uncle Frankie for me.
mhm.
I've lost a lot. I got a bunch of funerals coming up. Um, and now Angelo and one of my eldest first cousins also passed away on my dad's side of the family, the right side. I told everybody tragedy is coming, sadness is coming. Um, we need to get in line. We need to get ourselves together. We need to act accordingly. Um, they moving people around. Again, they said that Fat Man Scoop died at the club, but then people said he was talking when he went to the hospital and he died at the hospital. The same thing happened to the DOC when he
Yeah.
had his car accident. He was talking when they put him into the ambulance.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
There are witnesses that saw him talking in the ambulance. Yet they said he lost his voice in the accident. Which accident? The one y'all put him in, or the one that you did to him when he got to the hospital? You know, it's Kanye said it best: traumatize and monetize. Traumatize and monetize. Did you hear about Judge Mathis? Somebody said he ended up having to go to the hospital from all the stress of his divorce.
Mm.
And apparently, someone has showed his wife some freak off videos where he was starring in them.
Mm.
Oh, you haven't heard?
Nope.
I did not. Oh, I knew about the. We knew about the divorce and how trying that had been on him, but no, we were unaware.
Oh, no, apparently he passed that. Well, you know, they still living in the same house. But allegedly, Wendy has been busy in her healing time and sent the judge's wife some information. Good for Wendy. Good for Wendy. The way he tried to slut shame her and embarrass her when she busted him the first time for the same shit. And he got real indignant with her. And everybody, like, I didn't like it when they were posting pictures of her with her legs at the beach and they were making fun of her. I'm like, yeah, not cool. Because no matter what y'all say about her, you can't call her a liar.
Thanks.
Wendy don't lie. And now, you know, I think everyone is just shell shocked because people like Wendy Williams, people like me, people like Cat Williams, they don't want to believe it. And then even when it's proven, they still don't want to believe it. Like I was watching some footage and that, remember that terrible apology that Diddy put up
Yep.
after the Cassie stuff got leaked out all the way? We did commentary on that. But what bothers me the most is how that video lined up totally perfect, almost to the word, to the lettering, to the phrasing, to the emotion, to the speech that Channing Tatum gave in Blink Twice.
That's where we are just about to go. So, Jack, you went to the movies, right? And I
Yeah.
was sitting down and I was watching this movie called Blink Twice. And as I'm watching this movie, all I could think about is you and the stories that you've told me on and off camera. And I just had to give you a call for you to go watch this movie, Jack.
It almost looked like it was exactly what I've told you, almost word for word at times.
Right.
Shout out to Zoe Kravitz. Hold on, I gotta show y'all something. I'm looking for my Sharpie. Otherwise, I would have been had it done. But there's something I wanted y'all to see. Y'all know how I am. You know I'm a sentimentalist, and you know how I get about my little keepsakes and things.
Wow.
Oh wow.
That's
I
crazy.
found it under my seat in our car after we saw the movie the second time.
That's
I gotta
wild.
get my Sharpie because I just want to write thanks Zoe and post it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, if people think all of this stuff is a lie, then you don't want to believe the truth. You're choosing to willingly be ignorant. Um, and for Zoe to execute that, I've been waiting for us to talk about it because I know we had said we wanted to go through it in a little more detail because people can't keep ignoring this is the real life. This is the real world. All of these terrible things you don't want to acknowledge. This is reality. They fooled you into believing that it's not, but it is. There's no way she imagined that stuff up in a script. She talked to somebody who was on Epstein Island. That's clear. Even some of the dimensions of the rooms, the eating quarters, and very similar. And the fact that whatever was on that island was weaponized. People weaponize nature all the time, don't they?
Right.
And the only thing that could cure it was a snake bite.
Do you think the trigger warning in the beginning of the movie was very appropriate?
I think it was very appropriate, and I think it still wasn't warning enough
Right.
because it got real when they started coming out of it and remembering what had been done to them. And it just made me think about that post. I got to pull that post up from right before I left Philadelphia, right before I moved to Louisiana. There was a Made in America, which of course you know was a JayZ Rock Nation event held in Philly. Not in New York. I wonder why. I wonder why JayZ spends more time giving money to and doing business in Philadelphia than he does in his own hometown. It's weird. Anyway, it was at a Rock Nation event, and a Rock Nation employee was running around passing some stuff out. He told everybody it was Molly, but it wasn't Molly because it literally wiped their short term memory for anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes at a time. Those girls had been assaulted and couldn't even remember it because by the time the assault was over and the guy walked off of them, their memory was gone. I sat there in the emergency room watching that girl talk to the same doctor over and over again and not recognizing him after she had just talked to him 15, 20 minutes before. Yeah, I got to find that post because that was a JayZ event and 200 girls were given that poison and 20 of them had been assaulted. I couldn't even remember it. This shit is not a game. The boogeyman is out there. The ghouls and goblins are real.
So in the film, and I know, we'll dig deeper, but in the film, and spoiler alert for anyone who has not seen the film,
Oh well, we've given you enough time to go see it.
to go see it. So the perfume was what was making the women forget
Forget.
on the island. But they were also sending the perfume with the guests who were
To
visiting the
take
island
into the real
to take into the
world.
real world.
You saw the look on his face when she remembered him?
Like
That
it's seen a ghost.
so-called psychiatrist.
Mm-hmm.
And even Gina Davis's character, which I guess was his sister,
Mm-hmm.
all of the abuse that she wanted to forget. Remember, she kept saying, forgetting is a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Forgetting is the gift. Like, I I forgot some of my traumas that happened, and I'm gonna tell you something right now. It was not a gift, it was a curse because when that shit came back, it kicked like a fucking mule. Remembering the things you tricked yourself into forgetting. Imagine if you didn't trick yourself. Imagine if somebody just sprayed something nice on you and made you docile and complacent, made you do whatever they wanted you to do. And then at the end of it, they hit you with a little more sweet spray and it's like it never happened. Like, do you remember when she first got there and the lipstick tube with the hair and all of that? Because clearly it was a part of one of the assaults. And she threw it in the trash and said, better time, what is it? Better luck next time, bitch. Like on some, yeah, bitch, I made it and you didn't make it back. Like she didn't
Hmm.
realize it was hers.
And some are, some are upset. There are a lot of women on the internet that are angry with Zoe Kravitz in the way that she ended the movie, as far as Frida marrying him and taking over his fortune and so on and so forth, asking the question, why would she want to be around the person who assaulted her? Why would she want to be in the midst of these men who are a part of her assault and her trauma? And a lot of people aren't getting it. What are your thoughts on the ending and
It
her
was the
move?
smartest thing she could have did. She was right. Who was gonna believe their story? And more importantly, like Channing Tatum's character in the film said, all he has to do is make a statement. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm stepping away from my company for a while. I'm seeking help. I've gotten therapy. I'm turning over to God my life and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so disgusted with myself. I'm sorry. Like she was right. But if she took control, they could never hurt her again. I totally get it. Why hasn't nobody asked me why I haven't saw my, filed my suit against JayZ? I got one. I got a
Yeah,
sure enough cold motherfucking case on him. I'm not trying anybody's material witness. If I'm a material witness, guess what? I'm in their hands. That's why I do things the way that I do things, to give me the freedom to be able to do it the way I need to do it. See, I've been saying the same thing about Diddy recently. Like, I would love to interview him about his life from child, young child to the age of 15. I don't want to know about anything else other than that because I want to know how was Diddy made? Usually when you're a victim, the thing you're looking for the most is power.
say it
You're
again. When you're a
Jonathan
victim,
Hay. You're Jonathan Hay being duct tape on a floor in your home. Your Jaguar right being rescued from a trunk of a car. Eh, Power. And usually the more victimized you are, the more power you thirst for. I totally understand it. And the truth is, the women that are upset are the women who have never been in that position.
uh, all right.
The old woman with the snake on her arm. She kept saying red rabbit, red rabbit, red rabbit. Because she was trying to get her to remember that she had already been there. There was three different haircuts. Remember at the end when it all became so clear, the scar on her face? She didn't remember. It's a super simple cake, but it's cute. The man's finger that she bit off. She did not remember. How many times has she been a hostage at that island willingly? Those are the questions people should be asking. Guys, are you there?
Yeah, still here, Jack. She
Is
gotta
there any
get that.
part of the movie that really affected y'all?
Um, as a woman, I was not negatively affected. Um, I am a woman who has my own set of traumas that I've experienced.
Mm-hmm.
So it I wasn't surprised, especially, once you get to the actual scene where she kind of remembers everything and you kind of see them go
Mm.
through the abuse of what has happened to each girl, and you start to kind of understand what exactly is going on. And I personally love the ending. She said it, and
Right.
we've seen it twice, right? Because the first time you're not going to
So
get
do
it all.
we. So do we.
You're not going to get it all. Um
Look for the
and in the
yellow
beginning, she
signs.
yeah, she said, my mother always told me the best revenge is success.
Paid the cost to be the boss.
And for her, in her moment of crisis, which, towards the end, when she finally, when he smokes the potion and he starts to freak, for her to think in her moment of crisis, watching all this death around her, to think, you know what? I know what I'm going to do. To me, it was triumphant.
It was very triumphant because what she did do successfully is make sure that her abuser, who had repeatedly re victimized her over and over and over again with the same people in the same, like, she took control. But see, a lot of women, especially here in the United States, our minds aren't really set for control. We can be very controlling, but we don't understand the power that comes with true control. Like any woman knows that if you have a man that's cheating on you, there's a few reasons why. It's either because that's just his character, he's lacking something at home, or maybe there's a part of himself that he likes to keep hidden that he doesn't like to share with anyone else. I know plenty of straight guys who like some weird kinky shit and they lie about it all the time because they don't want anybody to judge them for what they into. But if they got that one person, like if you got yourself like a young Miami, you can be yourself with, you know?
Yeah, and I think that a lot of women claim, I want to be in control, but don't quite know how to even yield control, because control isn't always telling someone how to go, or being the boss. Control, a lot of times, is very psychological, in the way that she was
Yes.
controlling him psychologically at the end. And I think that a lot of women do lack that knowledge in what control is and how to truly yield it.
I mean, but we live in a country and in a society where self control, though it is expected, it's not revered. Don't nobody go viral no more unless they doing something crazy.
Right.
How often do people go viral for something good? See,
Yep.
once a behavior gets rewarded, people are just going to keep up that behavior to keep being rewarded. And for stalkers and, SA predators, for them getting away with it, that's their reward. So the more they do it, the more rewarding it is when they get away with it. See, she made the smartest choice in the world. It's just a shame that women are forced to make those kind of choices. Heed the warning. Yellow for warning. Heed the warning. Get you some control. Yeah, that movie's dope as shit. But for me, knowing that it was Lenny Kravitz who tried to rescue Aaliyah Dana Harton before she was put on that plane unconscious, I think it's kind of amazing that his daughter, this is her first film.
I can
She's
see a
trying to
part
save
two.
more girls. Oh, I could see a trilogy. Honestly, because that's just the tip of the iceberg. You know what a great part two would be? The girl that worked with her, the Spanish girl, the survivor girl, up to the end. What happened to her after she made it off the island? What kind of control did she find? I'd like to see that.
Right.
What do you think, Angel?
Yeah, and I think that maybe, and I don't know Zoe like that. Hey, Zoe. Um, but I think that it was purposeful that we don't know what happened
Yep.
with her. I think that
Well,
was very
I'm
purposeful
glad we
because she
don't
played such a
know.
significant role.
A very significant role. But I love the fact that there's an open door because the truth is, it would be great if she could turn this into a survivor's almost like anthology. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because there were different people that were affected, and I'm sure all of that same group of girls wasn't always there together at the same time. There were other women.
Mhm. And I think another scene that was very, very, very important and very meticulous and very thought out was the scene that once Sarah and Frida, they are the two women who finally come to the realization that they remember. The two other women are still, and they're at that dinner table, and they are having to pretend like they are not afraid, pretend like they don't know. They have to seduce. They have to maintain composure. And I think that
Mm-hmm.
that is a lot of women on a regular basis, having to pretend they're not scared,
Absolutely.
having to pretend that they are okay, having to pretend like they're interested or putting on a show for their safety, for their livelihood. I mean, there was a
Absolutely.
whole thing that I did on the internet, and it was about whether or not when someone approaches you, you give them your phone number when a man approaches you. And it was a thing where women were saying, I give them, I have a Google number that I have just to give to people when they approach, because men are so crazy sometimes that I mean, it's on the internet. There are videos of men hitting women, shooting women, killing women because they were turned down. So the idea of this dinner where they're so scared, having to pretend is so serious. It's intense. That I think out of all the scenes, that's the most intense scene in the movie.
You want to know what the most thrilling scene was for me?
Mm.
When they all woke up and looking
Mm.
at how terrified those men were for being looked at accurately. See, they were used to being looked at through the haze of the drug inducement that made them forget. But once the veil had lifted, did you see the terror on their faces when those women came?
Oh yeah.
They were terrified. And I wish more victims were able to see their abusers in that light. Because, see, in that light, you know what I mean? It's different.
There's a
Because the
weakness there.
second that you know, oh, it's huge weakness. But that's why they did it in the first place, because they were weak. Yeah. yeah. Yeah.
Well, everybody needs to go see the movie Blink Twice.
I think mothers need to go see this with their daughters. I think they both need to sit down and get an accurate picture of what the world is looking like today so they know how to protect each other and love each other. A lot of mothers don't want to believe when their daughters come to them and tell them that the boogeyman has visited. Most times because they don't want to believe the boogeyman exists. And usually that's because the boogeyman came and visited them and they'd rather pretend it wasn't real. See, forgetting is the gift. I think a lot of mothers and daughters need to go see that movie. And I think some fathers and daughters should go see that movie. You know who I really think should go see that movie with his daughter?
Who's that?
The Game.
Why you say that, Jack?
Well, because that girl, what's she about? 15 now, his daughter? The one that was dressed half naked with Diddy's girls at that NFT party where they were auctioning off those children? You remember that, right?
Oh no, I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Gotta
because
check
when
into
Diddy
that.
started getting the backlash about having Kim's twin girls up there dressed like prostitute, the Game posted a picture too of his daughter dressed up in a silver slick tard at 12 years old at that party. Yeah, I think the Game should go see that with his daughter. Because the way he was advertising her like he was trying to get her ready for the island. We got a lot to do to clean up our community and make it safe again. That's all I can say. Mm, yeah. Pay attention to the yellow warning sign. Oh, man.
And
It's going to
Jack,
be
before we
2024 has been a doozy, man.
right, right. So before we get out of here, is there anything else you want to say about the presidential debate?
Oh, absolutely. If Dr. Cornell West and Dr. Melina Abdullah are on the ticket, I think I'm going to be voting for Trump because Kamala Harris's plan isn't a plan. It's a band-aid on something that needs surgery. Uh, this is a woman who's been highly invested in the lies that the DNC and the Biden administration have been pushing and pulling the wool over our eyes. I don't see why she would change. If you was down with the fuck shit in one administration, why wouldn't you be down with the fuck shit in another? Um, More importantly, can since Joe Biden is on permanent vacation, can she explain what happened to all of the debt forgiveness for student loans that nobody's received yet in almost 4 years? Because you certainly sent people running to the polls to vote to have, inappropriate student loan debt cleared off. I said it right. Student loan debt. But it never happened. And she had no answer for that. Like, for every nasty thing she had to say about Trump, he actually had real valid questions to ask her. She never answered anything. Who wants 4 years of that? With a woman that most of the world can't stand that will probably have us at war in a month. Trump also made a very, very good statement with that as well. They sent her over to talk to Zelensky. And after she got over there and talked to him 3 days later, Ukraine and Russia were at war. We don't need that kind of pistol starter. Not when there's nuclear things going on, or am I crazy? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, Cornel West, that's who I'm voting for. And if he's not available, I think I'm going to have to vote for Trump. Hell's about to freeze over. Yeah. Now I'm gonna vote for somebody who's really black, or vote for somebody who really understands what we need to be prepared for.
She keeps emphasizing that she's for the people.
Whose
Um,
people?
all the people, I would guess.
I guess. I don't know. Is she I wonder how Tory Lane's fans feel about that. Do you think Tory Lanez and his fans think that she's for the people after the way she got Megan the parade? I don't know. Mm, yeah, I'm sorry. Just I'm a pass on her. I'm a pass on her just like Montel Williams did, because he passed on her heavy. He's a smart guy. If she was worth it, I'm sure he would have wifed her. Well, maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, we don't need that. I don't think we need that. I think she believes that whatever this cover up has been regarding the Biden administration and the lack of reality that there and transparency, yeah. Nah, man, I pass.
Would you like to
If
see
I
the
want to
first?
listen to lies, I'll watch YouTube.
Would you like to see the first female black president? Would you ever want to see something like that?
Yeah, but it ain't, she's not black. She's not a black American. And your skin tone ain't enough. You got to understand our struggles to speak for us. I wash my greens in the sink and I cook them on the stove. She say she make up her collard greens in the bathtub. Like we gotta, at least Obama's father was African, so he could technically be African American. But this, yeah, not. I mean, fuck. If we was gonna do all this, we should have just let fucking Sarah Palin come in. At least she made it interesting. And Kamala Harris is no Hillary Clinton. And I once again, if we wanted a black female president, why didn't someone demand that Michelle do it? She would have been the best woman for the job. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong about that.
So then why ain't she doing it? She love this country so much. Bitch, save us now. At least you understand policy. Rather than sitting there, Donald, you're full of lies. I'm over
But
it.
you know that Obama and Michelle backed her. So what do you say about
Yeah,
that?
well, what else are they gonna do? They back Biden too. And there was a
Right.
whole scene after Biden got elected where he was sitting there trying to shake Obama's hands for 5 minutes, and Obama walked right past him, didn't get no fuck. Y'all really think he liked these people? Obama's trying to keep control of the White House, to hold certain things together because he doesn't want people to find out the truth about a lot of things. Bill Clinton gonna be gone soon. Barack Obama is his best replacement. I got, yeah, it's too much stuff going on. The diddler had them all at the freak offs. He's got tapes on everybody. Like, yeah, no, I think we need a clean slate. If the
Yeah.
Obamas want to run the White House, then Michelle needs to suit up and lace her boots up and get to work for the sake of her country. Because I got a feeling if we make Kamala Harris president, we're going to be at war in no time. And Trump is absolutely right about that. You know, that's what I think. I think voting for her is dangerous for every American. And I think we need to pay attention to the fact that Vladimir Putin himself says he's endorsing Kamala Harris. That should have frightened most of America because everybody knows he's friends with Trump in real time,
Hmm.
which means he wants her to win for a reason. He plays chess, not checkers. It killed me. Donald Trump is the new Jaguar, right? He's telling the truth about everything. And won't nobody believe him. I don't know. That's America, man. Make sure you
You
get out to the theater and support Zoe Kravitz on her directorial debut. Blink twice. Blink twice, Kamala. Just tap out. Tell Michelle to come on. Tell Michelle to come to work. It's time for her to clock in. Everybody know you don't. So anyway, what else are we? Is there anything else, guys?
no, Jack, you've been great. Um, we will definitely have to pick up this conversation. Um,
I think we're gonna have to
we'll
do a part two.
yeah, we're gonna have to do a part two about this one. It's everything's gonna unfold, and there's gonna be a whole bunch more to come. So we will be giving the
We're
fans what they
just
need.
getting started.
Just
$100 million
getting started.
lawsuit lost by the diddler from a man in jail. Uh, Danity Kane, the girl, the black girl, not the white girl this time, one of the black girls. Now she's coming forward. It's about to be a floodgate. And I'm going to tell you something right now. There's no way this is going to miss JayZ, especially considering I'm going to do everything that I can do to make sure it don't.
Real life.
Street stars.
Mhm. All right. All right, Jack. That's it. Okay.
It's about to go
I get,
down.
yeah, no, definitely.
Talking about that's it. That's the beginning. I told you this rabbit.
Real life.